All right, good evening. Running for San Benito County Board of Supervisors District 1 are current Supervisor Betsy Dirks and candidate Zanger. We will begin with 30 seconds of an opening statement, beginning with candidate Zanger.
Hi everyone, thanks for coming out tonight. My name is Zanger. I was raised here in San Benito County. I went to UC Santa Barbara, got a communications degree, and eventually I came back to San Benito, and I noticed all the changes that had taken place and are still taking place. And so I felt compelled to get involved and steer those changes in a better direction. Specifically, I'm talking about the irresponsible residential growth. I truly care about this county, and that's why I'm the only candidate in this race that isn't taking money from developers or other special interest groups. Thank you.
Thank you, candidate Zanger. Supervisor Betsy Dirks.
My name is Betsy Dirks, and I was appointed by the governor in October of 2021. I grew up in neighboring Monterey County, and my husband and I have been living in San Benito County for 20 years, where we are raising our two kids, a 15-year-old daughter who attends Hollister High School, and my son who is 12, and he attends Spring Grove in North County. I'm rooted in this community through extensive experience in leadership in working in nonprofits here. I've been working hard to preserve and cultivate the timeless traditions of San Benito County. I believe it is time for real leadership. Is that? Yeah.
Thank you. Thank you. All right. Thank you, candidates. Moving on to our first question. The county's 2022-23 budget is $234 million. What experience do you have that prepares you for handling this kind of financial responsibility? We will begin with Supervisor Dirks.
Thank you. Is it? Okay, thank you. I actually in April, and starting in April, we did the budget for this coming fiscal year for San Benito County, so I have firsthand experience in doing this. We just did it. We needed to be able to look specifically at all of the employment opportunities that are available in the county. Different departments always want to add staff and personnel, which we need in order to better serve our community. And so doing that, in addition to looking ahead at a potential recession that we have coming and making sure that we're responsible in the decisions that we're making. Also, too, we prioritized money for the roads as well, since we know that is a #1 issue in this county. So we're addressing needs that are affecting the everyday lives of our residents. In addition to this, I have run my own business for the last 18 years where I've dealt with over 40 budgets and making sure that everybody stays profitable and that they're doing what they need to do for their business.
Thank you. Thank you, Supervisor Dirks. Candidate Zanger.
Thank you. Yeah, so it's very clear that the county has been fiscally irresponsible with the budget. That's evident in the condition of the roads, among other issues. And what we need is leadership that can allocate funds more appropriately, because that hasn't been being done. I have a degree from UC Santa Barbara. I worked in estate management and multi-million-dollar properties, and I excelled at that. So what we need to do is really allocate funds where they ought to be allocated correctly, because right now, the way we've been doing things, the way we've been building out, it's not working for the county and it's not serving us. Thank you.
Thank you, candidate Zanger. Now we have question 3. We have distribution centers that offer lower paying entry-level wages. What will you do to bring higher paying skilled jobs to the county? We will begin with candidate Zanger.
Thank you, yeah. So what our county should do is lean into the spaces that we already excel at. I'm talking about ag, wine industry, tourism, and then build on those areas. Salinas does a lot of innovation in ag with autonomous tractors and things like that. That's spaces that we should be leaning into. We can get those high-skilled jobs that still work within our county culture, within the community, and that's really the direction we ought to be going. Thank you.
Thank you, candidate Zanger. Supervisor Dirks.
We do need jobs that offer career opportunities, and we will not get that if Measure Q passes. We need economic growth in this county, and in order to do that, we need to have the ability for businesses to come here and start a new generation of where we need to go and diversify our revenue. If we don't have the ability to do this, then we are going to be staying in the same place where we are, and we will continue to face the same issues and challenges with our roads and with traffic that we currently have. We have 11,000 people leaving the county on a daily basis for jobs. We need the opportunity to create jobs here in this county, and we will not be able to do that if Measure Q passes.
Thank you, Supervisor Dirks. For question 3, what is your opinion on the designated county nodes? How do you weigh their potential revenue against the possibility of changing the character of the county? We will begin with Supervisor Dirks.
So the way we grow really matters, and that is why we need people in position to look at these issues directly and thoroughly to make sure that we're making those choices. Again, this circles back around to Measure Q. If you take away the ability for supervisors to help make those choices, specifically with these designated county nodes, then we're going to run into issues where we possibly will have growth that doesn't really make sense. This is bad public policy, and we need to make sure that those of you who are electing officials, that not only you have faith in those officials, but those officials have faith in themselves. I have faith that if elected, I will be able to help make those decisions so that our county can grow in a way that preserves our traditions, but also cultivates prosperity for all of our county residents and for businesses. Thank you.
Thank you, Supervisor Dirks. Responding candidate Zanger.
Thank you. So I think it's obvious that these should be taken on a case-by-case basis, and it should be left up to a mix of the supervisors and community input as to what we should do about this. My opponent, she was opposed to the nodes of Measure K 2 years ago, and now she fervently campaigns those things. So there's obviously something else at play here. The nodes, most of them right now that were pre-planned, need to be reevaluated, in my opinion. I think it needs to be done on a case-by-case basis, and that's the best way to move going forward. Thank you.
Thank you, candidate Zanger. We will now be moving on to candidate response time. Each candidate will have 45 seconds to create a response if they so choose. We will begin with candidate Zanger.
Yeah, so I'll just respond to some of the Q stuff out there that's going around. Look, Measure Q is about land use change being decided by the voters instead of the Board of Supervisors. It's giving the community a say in how the county grows versus not. My opponent has made it clear she does not think the community should have a say in how the county grows. I oppose that. I think that's false. I think the community should absolutely have a say in it, and that's evident based on the way we've been growing the last several years. It's been disastrous for the county. It's evident in the roads, in the traffic, the infrastructure problems, and beyond that, my opponent, does that mean 10 seconds? What does that mean? 10 seconds. All right, we'll leave it there. Thank you.
Thank you, candidate Zanger. Supervisor Dirks.
Thank you. So I believe it all starts with education, and if you do your homework and my opponent has talked about irresponsible growth, he's talked about being fiscally irresponsible, but if you look at the history of these issues, then you would understand exactly why we are where we are today. And it doesn't have anything to do with irresponsibility. It has to do with how we have been given what we've been given and what we are doing with it. And that's what really matters, because at the end of the day, we only get 11 cents on the dollar for our property taxes. And this is really the reason why Measure Q is so important, because we have to diversify as a county. If we don't diversify our money, we're going to be in trouble. And so right now, all of our money is in the property tax basket. And we need to make sure that we have sales tax in this county to help this county continue to grow. Thank you.
Thank you, Supervisor Dirks. We will now be moving on to closing statements. Each candidate will have 30 seconds to create a closing statement. We will begin with Supervisor Dirks.
As a woman and a working mother of two, I will always make the choice that is best for San Benito County, not just for today, but for tomorrow too. The choices I make are for people, for the residents of District 1, for you, for your family, and for my family. I will, every single time, I will make that choice, and I have proven this over and over. And this is why I've been endorsed by everyone across our community, different organizations, and most recently, I'm honored to be endorsed by Kim Hawk, who was a candidate for District 1 in the primary. Thank you.
Thank you, Supervisor Dirks. Candidate Zanger.
Thank you. Endorsed by everyone in the community is a bold claim. But anyway, thank you everyone for coming out tonight. This has been fun. I've said it before and I'll say it again. With me, what you see is what you get. That's why I've made it my mission to be as clear and forthright as possible. And that's why I try not to dance around issues or change my tune when push comes to shove, because I don't need to, because my positions are good for this county, and the people of this county know that, and that's why they support them. I have a tangible and realistic path forward. We need to take these steps so that we can get the county back on track. Thank you.